Hello guys, welcome to our webinar today. My name is Damilola Marshalla and I'm here with the lovely Damilola Ambali. Today we are still going to be talking about how to build a website or start a blog with your WordPress and part 2. So if you joined us last week, we had a whole lot of fun discussing different things that you can do to bring your blog or your website to life using WordPress. Pardon me. So right now we are still expecting people. If you're here, start saying hello, and we can say hello back to you. So I will leave Dami to talk more about what she has for us today. So Dami, would you please take this live?
Welcome back, guys. My name is Dami once again. Thank you for joining. So if we can recall, last week we talked about getting started on building your website or creating a blog for yourself. And this in this episode, we are going to be talking about it's just going to be a continuation on where we stopped last week. Last week we stopped at the various themes you can install. I gave five things five things that are actually good for your WordPress website, regardless of whatever website you want, whether e-commerce or a blog or a corporate website. So moving forward now, we're going to be talking about the steps on how you can install plugins, how you can customize your theme, and how you can write in your first blog post, basically. So today I'm going to be putting you through the steps on how you can install a theme. And for those who already have an insight on WordPress, they already know how to install plugins, themes, and how to customize. But for newbies, I'll be putting you through the step-by-step process. So for a new website, there are basically a few must-have plugins that are important. It's not just about installing any plugin. It's about installing the most important plugin. Plugin is actually very vital for your website functionality, and it is very important, basically. So just to give the best, for you to have the best out of your website, it's advisable for you to install plugins. So the first plugin I have here is Yoast SEO. Yoast SEO is actually very, very important, okay? For, as we all know, in a website, SEO is very vital in websites. So Yoast is the number one plugin for SEO optimization. That's SEO stands for search engine optimization. So for your it helps your website basically rank in search engines, okay? And it also helps for more traffic and all. So Yoast SEO is a must-have plugin. So it should be on the list of the first plugins you should install when you start your website. It is very, very important. I repeat, it is very, very important. If you want to rank higher on Google, you should install Yoast SEO. It is free and it is very, very simple to use. It is very simple and it is free. It's technical friendly. You don't need to have any technical knowledge before you can use Yoast SEO. So the number 2 plugin on my list here is Jetpack. Okay, the essence of Jetpack is for website security. It's for you to monitor your website performance, your traffic, and your website appearance, and lots more. Jetpack is actually free. Okay, it is free. However, if you want the premium version, you can always upgrade, but it is free, and the basic features that are important are in the free version. Okay, so Jetpack is for you if you want to monitor your website engagement, if you want to monitor your website traffic and your website performance. Let's take for instance, if your website is down, you get notified by Jetpack the number of minutes it was down for, and if it's something you can fix, or if it's something you need to notify your web hosting provider. Jetpack will always notify you the number of times your website goes down. Jetpack will notify you. So this is a must-have plugin as well. The number 3 on my list here is W3 Total Catch. Okay, as we all know, so catching is actually very important for websites. Okay, it is very, very important. It increases your server performance. So because it's important such that when people visit your website, it doesn't necessarily, the content of your website doesn't necessarily have to download from the server all the time when a particular person visits your website. Let's take for instance, if I have visited your website before, the next time I'm visiting your website, I don't have the website does not have to download from the server for me to view it. I check the cached version. Okay, so this the importance of this is that it reduces your the server performance. Okay, it helps your website perform very well. It increases speed. Okay, so it is very, 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 very important. And another plugin I have here is WooCommerce. WooCommerce is important for those who want to build an e-commerce website. If you have things you want to sell, if you have things your products you want to showcase, WooCommerce plugin is actually very important for you. And don't forget, if you have any questions, please drop it in the comment section. Dami is available to respond to all your questions, okay? And I can always talk about them. So please, if you have any questions, drop your questions in the comment section. Feel free to ask any question whatsoever. Alright, so talking about plugin, I made mention of WooCommerce. WooCommerce is actually WooCommerce is for those who have products to showcase. Okay, so for those who have an e-commerce website, or for those who aspire to build an e-commerce website, WooCommerce is the plugin for you. So what are the essence or features of this WooCommerce? It's you have the opportunity to drag and drop your products, arrange it just the way you want it. Search box is there. You have the opportunity to use the search features, like I said. People can also view your product very, very, very well. Like it's obvious, like it's an e-commerce website. It is very obvious. It makes it obvious that okay, this is an e-commerce website. It aligns your product very well. Alright, so the next plugin on my list is WP Smosh. Alright, so don't forget, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. I will definitely attend to them. I'll talk about them. So the next plugin I have on my list is WP Smosh. Okay, what does WP Smosh do? It optimizes your images. Okay, for more SEO optimization, because like I mentioned from the beginning, SEO is very important for your website, and for your site to load faster, it's very important for you to optimize your images. You just don't want to download any image from the web and upload it directly to your website without optimizing them. Okay, it is very important for you to optimize your images. It increases your site speed. Speed is very important in search engine optimization. Okay, I don't want to visit, nobody wants to visit a website and it's taking 5 years for an image to load, or the images don't even load, or they load halfway and they don't load completely. So this is the importance of, this is where image optimization comes in. WP Smosh is a plugin for that. It helps with image optimization. So yeah, there are other tools for optimizing your images, for compressing or reducing the size. But since we're talking about plugin here, WP Smosh is a must-have. Okay, so even if you upload the image directly to your WordPress image library, you have the option there right in your WordPress library to optimize that image. So you don't necessarily have to optimize the image before uploading it. You can always upload the image first, then optimize it directly in your admin dashboard. Okay, so moving forward, another must-have plugin here is MailChimp. Okay, some of us might have come across that name, MailChimp. It's a must-have plugin for marketing. Okay, so this comes handy when you want people to sign up for your newsletter or any notification you have for them. MailChimp comes and it's a must-have plugin if you always want to send out emails to your users. Okay, so instead of sending an email directly from your Gmail or your Yahoo Mail, MailChimp helps with that. Okay, you can send an email from your WordPress account to your users when they sign up. Okay, so this is very, very important. All right, let me run through. Then social icons, that comes handy when you want people to share your posts or articles on their social media pages. Okay, so if you can always use that plugin if you want people to always share your posts. As you all know, social media is here to stay. Okay, so it is very, very important for you to gain traffic to your website. You know, it's important for you to share on social media platforms. So, and you can't do it alone. You definitely want people to do it for you, and thereby increasing your website traffic. So you should install the plugin, that's social icons. And don't forget, all these plugins are free. Okay, all these plugins are free. They are the premium versions, but the basic things you need are in the free version. Okay, so I made a list of other plugins that you might also need. Elementor plugin is very popular. It's free as well. It's a drag and drop plugin for you to build your website. It gives your website an elegant look. Okay, Askimet also is very good. It helps spamming with spamming. Okay, if you want to spam out spam comments or spam anything spam on your website, because there are some bots that automatically generate spam in your comment section. So Askimet comes and deal with that. Then Google Analytics also helps with SEO. Okay, so this helps you track your traffic. It helps you track. It helps your website rank on Google as well. Item security is also very, very important for malware. Okay, it keeps your website from malware, protects your website against malware attacks and all that. So Google contact form is also important. if you want people to sign up on your website, probably you want to take any of their details. Okay, Google contact form is very, very important. So let me quickly run through how you can install a plugin. Okay, so I have my cPanel opened already. This is a test account. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can install a plugin. Right now I'm trying to log into my admin dashboard, my WordPress admin dashboard. Remember, we already installed WordPress last week. Okay, so I'm going to put you through on how you can install a plugin. Don't forget, if you have any question, yeah, luckily you can see from my screen here that Jetpack is already installed. Okay, Jetpack, I installed Jetpack plugin. As I mentioned earlier, it's quite important if you want to keep track on your website performance. Okay, so now to install a plugin, I'm going to I've logged into my WP dashboard right now. I'll just click on plugins, then click on add new. Okay, so here you see, you can also see the plugins I have installed already. You can see I have Archimedes plugin, Jetpack, Check, and Gutenberg plugins installed. So now I want to install, let's see, I want to install iTheme. Don't forget, if you have any questions, please drop your questions in the comment section. So all I need to do is just search for the plugin, and if you note from here, I have it installed already. Okay, so let's say I want to install Elementor. Okay, so I'm trying to search for the plugin. There are thousands of plugins. Thousands.
Did you say thousands?
Yes.
Millions.
Millions of plugins. It's just left for you to know which one you want. I already have used SEO installed. Okay, let me try WP Smosh. Why is it not bringing it out? Anyway, okay, here it says Smosh image optimization. This is it. Alright, so if I want to install, just click on install now. Don't forget, if you don't know the plugin you want to install very, very well, it's advisable for you to check the details, check the ratings and all that as well in your decision. Okay, only if you already know the plugin you want. Okay, but if you don't know the plugin you want very, very well, it's best to check the ratings, check the review. What are people saying about it? Is it good? What are the cons and the pros? Do you understand? So you check very well. So we already installed Smosh image optimization plugin. So you will be able to see the list of plugins in your installed plugins.
Alright guys, don't forget to ask questions. Dolapo, we see your question. Dami, we answer it later. I will just want to make sure that she's finished with everything she has talked about, then we can then start attending to questions. So if you have questions, guys, drop it, and we can quickly attend to it as soon as she's done.
Okay, so guys, from here, this is the list of all the plugins I have installed. You note I have used SEO plugin. That is what I use. It is helpful. Okay, I have Super Cache also. Remember I mentioned that in the list. I have WP Performance Tester, Jetpack, iTeams Security. I already have that installed. Askimet and all other plugins. Okay, so moving forward, the next thing to talk about is customizing your theme. Okay, so everybody wants a very explicit website. You don't just want one clean looking website. You want to design it to your taste. Okay, so you need to customize your website to your taste. All right, so I'll be putting you through on how to customize your plugins. From here, you can see appearance. Okay, appearance, themes, customize. So we're customizing our theme, and if you want to change your theme as well, feel free to change your theme. Remember I mentioned like 5 must have things, like 5 best things. Okay, it's my own opinion. Okay, you might have your own favorite theme, or you might have a list of themes that work best for you, but my own opinion, Ocean WP is great. Divi theme is great as well. Okay, Astra is great as well. All right, so it depends on you. It depends on what you want. But here I have a number of themes. Okay, but the current active theme I have is 2017. So let's customize. Okay, so the website is about travel tips. All right, so you might want to change the image, the background image. You can change your tagline and title. Okay, so you can see travel tips by Ada. Travel with ease. That's the tagline. So this is just the same. This is the home page. Alright, so now let's say if you want to change the theme, you can always change it from here. Let's try and change the theme. Okay. Let's add new theme. So I want to change it to Ocean WP. I'm installing it now. Okay, it's installed. If you want a live preview, so I can also activate it. So right, I'm activating it. Okay, activated. So let's customize Ocean WP theme. Customize. Click on customize. Don't forget, if you have any questions, if there's anything that is not clear to you, please drop your comments in the comments section. Alright, so let's customize this together. Okay, so this is the customized toolbar. Anything you want and everything you want. You can create your pages, create your menu bar, anything here. You'll edit your footer widgets and your footer bottom, everything. Alright, so your site identity. The site title is Travel Tips by Ada, and my tagline is Travel with Ease. Okay, so you can also change the site icon such if you can see from my toolbar here, you'd see this tiny icon here. I had to upload the image. Okay, it's just like I created it actually. Okay, so you can also create it yourself. I used canva.com to create it. So if you want to change the image, you can change the image, but since I'm not changing the image, I'll just select the one I have. So this is it. So it's just like my logo basically. So that's done. Then you go back, then colors. What do you want your header text color to be? Blue or pink or whatever, or black. Let's just leave it as black. Okay. So the menus, if you want your social links to be here, you have Facebook, you can add your Facebook link, your Facebook URL. You can add the link here. Okay, so Facebook / what's your name, you should get your Facebook URL link. Same with Twitter, add your Twitter profile link here. You can add your Instagram profile link here. So with this theme, you don't necessarily have to install social icon plugin because it's already with the theme, comes with the theme already. Okay, so now we already have the home menu, about page, your blog page, and your contact menu as well. Okay, so you can see the menus here. So if you click on blog, it takes you to your blog page. If you click on contact, it takes you to your contact page, home, like that. If you want to add any other menu, you can also add them. Okay, add an item. Okay, so you can always add a menu here. Let's say shop. All right, so you can always arrange your navigation here, your menu widgets. You can arrange it here. What do you want in your footer? Do you want your social links menu to be in your footer? Okay, let's put that. What do you want in your top bar? I already added the social links in my footer, so there's no need for that. Okay, so that's that. Let's go back now. So widgets, what do you want on your sidebar? Find us, search about the site. You can always edit this. So about our site. So you can put whatever you want there. Alright, so your home page setting. Do you want a static page to appear? Yeah, we want a static page. Okay, if it's your contact page you want to show, or your blog page, or your about us page, you can always select it. Okay, But in this case, since it's a website, just choose home. Alright, so remove again. Alright, and if you don't want this theme as well, you can always change it back. You can always choose another thing. So let's say we want to choose 2017 again.
Yeah, I think there was a theme that you used that one the first time. Abraham Alex said cool themes. I think it's a very cool theme. Yeah, I think the theme is nice. So, well, like she said, you can just keep changing things over and over again.
Yeah, sure, you can. You can choose anything you want. But before you start, just be sure of the thing you want to use, okay? Because the more you keep changing things, it could actually cause an error on your website. So before your website goes live, be sure you know the particular theme you want to use. But in this case, I think I prefer 2017 because I don't want any complications or any big deal. Okay, I just want a simple website. So I'll just go for 2017. Alright. So I am sorry, these images came with the theme. Okay, these images you're seeing, it was just this one I added. This one. So
can they have their own picture?
Yeah, sure, you can. You can add it. So if you see here, I clicked on this. This is the header. So I uploaded this image. You can always change it. Okay, if it's that one you want, if it's this one, you can always change it. This was the one that came with the thing.
Great.
But I can always change it. Okay, so let's just use this. And also, if you want the image to change itself, you can randomize uploaded images so it changes on its own. Alright, so you can also change your colors. You can make it blue.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is for them to just play around with the tool, because it's so in depth that I think you might not be able to get a handful of.
So writing your first blog post. Okay, let's go to blog. Alright, so let's start writing. So to write a post, you come to post. Okay, so you add new. Alright, so new post. So let's say this is my new article, for instance. This is how the Yoast SEO comes in. Okay, it analyzes the readability of the website. It tells you the things that needs to be changed. You can see not enough content, transition words are not enough. You understand? So this is how the SEO Yoast SEO plugin comes. It tells you the things you need to do. It tells you the things that are missing. Okay, you can see here as well. It's telling me the problems. I have 5 problems. It tells me the things I need to improve. Outbound link, SEO title. Okay, so that is it. So because if all these things are not fixed, your website will not rank well. All right.
So Dami, thank you for that. Let's answer the questions, because I think we are running out of time and we need to pick on some of the questions that they have had. So Dolapo is asking, why did you choose the Elementor plugin over others?
Like I said, it's just my own preference. What works for you might be different from what would work for me. Okay, it is a very great Elementor is great. Okay, it's a great page builder amongst others. but it is what I like. Okay, and if you also check Google as well, the rating is quite good. The rating is quite good, so it's a very, very good plugin.
Okay, so Delapo, did you hear that? So she said it's not really that she has to, but it's just her preference, and a little bit of research from her also showed that the reviews are quite good. Then Follower is asking, okay, I have a question, but it's not exactly related to the topic. It's about webmail. Can I ask her? So I told her to go ahead, and he said, I'm having problems opening my custom mail in another app other than that of cPanel. I tried opening it on Gmail, but it did not work. I used the appropriate IMAP and POP3. Is there a problem?
Yeah, there's a problem. You might think you're using the appropriate port number or IMAP settings, but you are not, because you definitely be unable to set your custom email up on Gmail if you're not using the right port or you're not following the correct steps. So I would advise you contact our customer service desk. They will put you through. They can even help you with the setup. Okay, so you should send an email to support@googlepost.com.
Yeah, or you just
the problem.
Or you just chat us up. We are 24/7 available. And guys, if you are building a WordPress website, make sure that you are also using a WordPress hosting. It works hand in hand, and it can improve the speed of your website and also optimize your page or your website to rank better in Google. Another question from Abraham Alex is, can I add a form and database?
If you mean contacts form, yes, you can. You can use your contacts form plugin. And for database, yes, you can add a database from your cPanel.
Okay, so you can add a database.
Yeah, you can upload a database from cPanel.
Okay, so is there a place on the cPanel
yeah,
where you will find it?
You'll find MySQL databases in the cPanel.
Okay, so that's where you upload your database.
You can upload your database from MySQL database or PHP-MyAdmin.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Is there any other thing you want to add to that?
No, that's all. That's all. But if you have any further questions, please.
All right. So I think there are no more questions, and we are also running out of time anyway. So guys, thank you for your time, and like I said again, if you have any questions and we could not answer here, just send to webinars@ugos.com, webinar@ugos.com, and we can answer any of your questions that we could not capture here. And remember, if you are using a WordPress website, always use a WordPress hosting to better enhance your website. So before we go, a quick question. Oladimeji asked the question, what's the best way to handle registration? But before you answer that, Dami, I want to say, guys, you can help us draw some of the some of the things that you think we need to also talk about during the webinar that will interest you, because we are trying to create content that will suit our customers or that will suit our potential audience. So if you think there are things that you need us to talk about, you can just help us highlight in the chat platform, or you can just send us an email at webinar@ugos.com, and we really do appreciate it. So Olaribigbe, please quickly ask your question, because we are about shutting down the webinar. So Oladimeji, what's the best way to handle registration?
Registration of domain. If you're referring to registration of domain, then you should register on our website. But if you're talking about registration on your website, so I think, okay, let's do it this way. It's best you clarify which registration are you referring to.
Yeah, I think what you can do is you can just clarify the registration you're referring to. But if you cannot put it through before we go off, maybe we can just maybe you can just make assumptions on his path so that he can pick from
Okay, if you're
anyone
referring to registration of domain, then that should be done
on our website.
But if you're referring to registration on your website, what are they registering for? Okay, you can use contact form for people to sign up for whatever you want them to sign up.
Okay, so he clarified. He said user registration on WordPress. I mean.
Okay, then you can use contact form. That way, people can sign up for anything on your website.
I think contact form is a very good form. And then I learned of WP form.
Yes, WP forms too. It's very good.
It's very, very good. You can try out WP forms. Then Olaribe, please ask your question before we shut down. Dollar Paul said, how to create a WooCommerce site. Oh, thank you very much, Dollar Paul. And we also have a partnership with WooCommerce presently, and maybe this is something that we can put you through. And yes, you can if you want to also join the WooCommerce community, we can connect you to that community, because it's a very strong partnership that we have with them, and we can link you guys up with them. So Olaribe said, my question is the Ugo's plugin for for website building, does it entail SSL and domain hosting?
If you're buying site builder, that's our own custom site builder, you will need to buy a hosting account, okay? And the hosting account comes with SSL. But if you want to use WordPress, you don't need to buy site builder. You can always install WordPress in your cPanel when you buy a hosting account. And don't forget, the hosting account comes with free SSL and a free domain.
Alright, so guys, we're wrapping up. Thank you for joining us, and next time, please invite your friends, invite your loved one, invite people that you feel will be happy to join this webinar. So we are having another webinar. This webinar is a 5-series webinar which will happen again next week, and it's next week the same time, 12 p.m. and we're talking about
common WordPress errors and how you can fix them.
Okay, so common WordPress errors and how you can fix them. And after that, it will now be my own session where I talk about how you can promote your WordPress website, and also how you can monetize your WordPress website. We all need money, right? So that's some cool thing that that we'll be talking about. So thank you for joining us. And before I leave again, if you are using a WordPress website, you should get a WordPress hosting. It is very, very important, because it optimizes your site for speed and for Google optimization. So Dollar Paul, what's the best hosting package outside shared hosting? Yes, that's what I just mentioned now, Dollar Paul. WordPress hosting. Get WordPress hosting. We are doing 25% discount on the website right now, so you can get it. If it's for your WordPress website, it goes alongside your WordPress website, so you should get WordPress hosting. So Olaribe, please kindly add me to the WooCommerce community. Sure, send us a mail. Send us a mail at webinar@ugos.com, and we'll sure add you to the WooCommerce community. Like I said, we have a partnership with them, and we can hook you up with them. So guys, thank you for joining us again. We appreciate that. We say bye bye to everyone.
Alright guys, thank you for joining. I hope to see you again next week. Have a great day.
Bye bye. Have a great day.